Well, hello and welcome to UEG Week 2022, the first hybrid Congress here in Vienna. My name is Jonathan McRae, and it is a great delight to welcome you back after 2 years in the cold hinterlands of COVID to come together as people who want to explore the science of GI and digestive health. UEG is all about coming together, it's all about networking, and it's about engaging in wonderful personal scientific exchange. And this event today is all about that. There's opportunities to interact with faculty in person, find out about new program features, and get hands-on training. And there's a great buzz already, even though it's early on here in Vienna, there's already a great buzz around the Congress. We'll also have the leading companies in digestive health here too, showing new products and new medical devices, and you can get updates on therapies, innovations, and lots of other insights from diagnostics and other types of products. The huge response to UEG Week Live has been fantastic. We have over 8,000 delegates going to be here over the next few days, and lots of you joining from home as well. So you are very welcome. Please remember, we want you to engage as much as you can as well. So use the Q&A tool to let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions for our faculty all throughout this week, we would love to hear from you. We are celebrating our 30-year anniversary here at UEG as well. So if you are here in Vienna, please do join us in the UEG booth where there's birthday cakes and lots of opportunities, prizes as well, as we celebrate 30 years of bringing the best science to Europe. So please welcome our faculty this morning, because we're going to talk a little bit about what we can expect this week. They are Matthias Lohr, UEG Vice President, Axel Dignas, past UEG President, and Dina Tiniakos, who's the Chair of the UEG Equality and Diversity Group. You're all very welcome. Matthias, how does it feel to be back in person here in Vienna, coming together in such a fantastic way once more?
It's a fantastic feeling, I must say, and the atmosphere can only be called vibrating. I mean, if you go out there, meet people, you can really see they were hungry and thirsty for meeting in person. And this is really what's just transpiring from, all over the place. It's fantastic to be back, in person, I must say.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about UEG and some of the milestones we've achieved across 30 years.
Yeah. Well, I personally attended my first UEG in 1996, and at that time, actually, you were carried by industry to that meeting. It was another huge meeting. Industry was sponsoring it. This was part of the beginning. And then, say, 10 years ago, the national societies joined in beside the specialty societies. And the entire thing turned really into a scientific congress these days, where you can get the best information and knowledge and the newest, actually, in Europe at least, really.
Talk to me a little bit about what we can expect on site and what it means to be here in person, meeting with colleagues and experts in GI and digestive health.
Well, again, meeting the people in person is the number one thing these days, and during this week, surely we will have the best science available in all of the disciplines, which is very, very good. We have a science space with poster presentations where you can meet the people. In front of us is this My UEG space, which is really very well prepared and will give space again for meeting, interchange. So it's not only the science which is excellent, it is really meeting the people.
What do you think of the program?
The program is very well put together, I think. Something for everybody, and particularly if you would like to dig into some of the specialities you would love to learn more about, but you couldn't do, say, on a specialty meeting. On this meeting, you can really get not only the overview, but dig deeper into some of the specialities. That's very nice.
Yes, and there are some really interesting sessions here in the TV studio as well, where we dig deeper and look at the axis where society and science exchange, a new type of session, and I'm really looking forward to some of those as well. So it is really quite a different and fantastic program. Axel, you may remember last year, back in December, you had one message for the digestive health community, and that was, you can now officially belong to UEG. What did you mean by that?
I think this is something which was very, very important for me because we are all GI. We only look at ourselves, and there was an opportunity for me to create something where you can go beyond yourself and create a big, big community. I always had the explanation of the cardiologist. They have only one heart, and we have so many different organs. So if I would ask a regular person, what is a GI? Nobody is knowing what is a GI. And to bring all these different communities, the endoscopists, the surgeons, the gastroenterologists, all together. And we also have nurses in our program. We have patient organizations somehow working with us. This was very, very important for me. So we created something which is called the My UEG community, and everybody could have the chance to become a member of this My UEG community. And before we had like 55,000 people in our database. So we were knowing that there is an interest in having such a community, and bringing these people together was one of my major goals. And as far as I see, it's really going and flowing. I just heard that we have now more than 12,000 or almost 13,000 people in this My UEG community.
Wow.
So it already picked up. And this is a great possibility to network and to show that you are something more than just a small gastroenterologist. Huge organization which will have some political impact on authorities that are important, but also industry to get more support for our field of GI. So we should not look at ourselves or single small organizations.
You know, I had a conversation recently with a medical sort of scientist and philosopher, and he was talking about the fact that when we go to a brain surgeon, when we have a problem with our brain, we go to a neurologist. If we have a problem with our heart, we go to a cardiologist. But when you think about GI and digestive health, that's one of the few disciplines where we really look at the system as a whole, and bringing together these stakeholders under the MyUEG platform is a fantastic way to get the conversations happening, because a problem in one part of your body isn't just necessarily that can often be just a symptom, right?
Yeah, and I think the very important thing is that we really have to offer a lot. We do prevention, we do diagnosis, we offer cure, we take care of young children. So we also have the pediatric organization in our MyUEG group. So it's very, very important. And just to mention one simple problem like obesity, overweight, we can do protective measures, we can offer treatment for these people. So I think it's very, very important. And your point was very important. Neurologists, they all get the major funding because brain is important, heart is important, but who knows what is a pancreas or an esophagus. So it's very important to have this MyUEG community to compete with the others.
What does this week have in store for My UEG associates and young GI associates?
I think Matthias already mentioned some important things. You really have now the chance to meet and get in touch with people. I think this is the most important part. And if you go to the My UEG community area, you will have a chance to, for instance, meet our journal editor. You will have a chance to meet the education chair. You can interact with them. You can see how the mistakes in GI are made. So these are all these popular events we have. But you also have the chance, for instance, if you are young GI, you can meet our young GI group, and you can become a member there because they have a subgroup. You can see the group Women in GI, and you can interact. And I think the most important part still, because I have been called the virtual president, now you are here, you can see people, and they can all meet each other and become really friends and not virtual friends.
Yeah, I mean, as people, we connect with people, and it has been really hard during COVID, but I think we did such a great job, I think, bringing the science to people during COVID when we couldn't come together. But it is great to have people back. So talk to me a little bit about UEG and how people can stay in touch and enhance their network beyond this physical congress in these 3 days.
Yeah, I think this is very important because the MyUEG platform will offer you all the recordings of all the sessions. So this is something, even if you missed it, but I hope you didn't miss it. Everybody is supposed to be here on site. But if you had no chance, you got COVID or something, you have a chance to really revisit it. But you can keep connected, for instance, with the young GI group. You can be connected with the women in GI group. There is a GI researchers group, and this is very important to create networks, for instance, to apply for broader funding. And there is a very nice discussion platform, so you can get into online discussions, which may enhance scientific networking. And if you are relatively new to the field, you can just look for somebody who is working in your area, so you can add your bios and you can search the bios of others. And with this, you can probably create your own network within this huge and big network. Because I know if you're a pancreatologist, you're more interested to meet this type of people. I'm an IBD person, so I would probably like to see some IBD people. And this is also helpful. So there is a smaller community within the big community.
Dina, what do you think the core values are that characterize the UEG community?
Well, UEG is, as every other society, is a human society. So all the human core values are within UEG. We strive to have quality, integrity, to have accountability, respect, also equal opportunities, sustainability, transparency in whatever we're doing, and trying to offer to all the people who are within UEG from all the specialties or age, gender, religion, equal opportunity.
How are you working on achieving those? Because equality is not an easy thing to overturn overnight. The same with transparency. What are you doing to work towards those?
Well, we started in 2015 as this group where we felt as parts of UEG ourselves that we needed to do something about having more equal opportunities among the different members of UEG. So we created the group with the council and all the management of UEG, and trying to offer a platform for underrepresented groups, for women to network, to make sure that there is geographic diversity in the program, that there is also an opportunity for all people from every aspect of science to be heard, and make sure that we are giving whatever the delegates would like to see from a modern society that strives for equity.
Can you tell me a little bit about the initiatives that you've put in place for women and for those who are from economically disadvantaged countries to get access to the best science for their patients?
Well, one of the work that we are doing actually currently is adaptation of the different awards that the UEG is giving. UEG is giving many awards. You can see them in the program, but we're going to make some adaptations in order for this to be accessible for everybody, especially for many underrepresented communities. And there was an age limit that may need to be adapted because there are main carers that will need to have some extra time to devote to the care, so they cannot devote to research. And this is going to be taken into account in their award. That's the current one of the focuses we're doing now. We're also preparing a plan for UEG in order to be able to collaborate at the EU level for research and grants. So it needs to be an official plan on how we will apply our equality and diversity.
Tell me a little bit about your plans for the near future then, Dina. What's ahead?
Well, I mentioned already the awards, how do we adapt. Also, we will plan to have more inclusivity based on people from other geographic areas. There are some geographic areas within UEG that are overrepresented, or maybe some societies are feel that are underrepresented. So what we're doing is like trying to look UEG from the outside and see what is missing in order to have all equal opportunities for all the delegates. So we really try to stand a little bit away, but we feel very, very close, but away enough in order to see what we need to do in order to have the best for our community.
It was great to see some of the programs to allow people to give them the price of the ticket to come here and to cover their travel for those who would find it very difficult to ordinarily afford that. It's great to see that integrated into into UEG. It's not something you see in a lot of society.
We don't see in a lot of society. We have these international scholar awards, and these are free to people who are from specific communities. We need to give more visibility to those, so we can have more people coming. Also, we have the National Scholar Awards for the best abstract, best presentation from a country. So one of our plans is to actually make these wonderful awards more visible, so we can have more people taking the opportunity of
it. If you're interested in the International Scholar Awards, we're going to be talking about that here in the TV studio over the next couple of days. I think it's a fantastic program. As UEG Vice President, Matthias, how important is equality and diversity? Because sometimes you feel for other organizations it's lip service, but it seems like it's really core to UEG.
That's a very good question, Jonathan. Coming from Sweden, I'm immersed in a society where this is part of the DNA, I should say, by now. So for me, it's a very natural thing to see to it that the starting positions for colleagues in my field now, medicine and gastroenterology, are the same. That you give credit to things, for instance, women, childbearing, that you take in things which people have done outside their profession and give room. Starting also with things like kindergarten, that, you know, these kind of things are organized, which are in part also available here.
You're not inviting kindergartens to present here.
No, we are not. We are not. But I mean, you have to really care for the colleagues in every possible way, and part of that really is to give them the same conditions to start out with, to develop, to thrive. Okay. What they do with this then is obviously on their own, but I mean they should have the chance to do the very same thing, to live up to their potential. That's what this is all about.
I feel really strongly about this, and I feel
Me too.
When you talk about equality and people are not starting from the same point, or they have different obstacles, it's like asking someone to run a hurdle against someone running a sprint. Let's talk about highlights for today then, Matthias. What are you looking forward to? What's your plan for the day?
Well, the opening sessions obviously are very important to me in my role, and should be to everybody, because I think this is really exciting. Again, it's the first face-to-face meeting for 2 years now, which is very good. And then, I mean, if you go through the venue here, the hands-on training, I mean, this is packed. People love to do that. And this is one of the other highlights, which certainly is a highlight for today, but most likely will also be there for tomorrow, I suppose. So these are the things which we can expect for today, and I'm very much looking forward, particularly to the opening sessions.
As UEG Vice President, in England and Ireland, there's a phrase that you can never be never really enjoy your own party as a guest. Are you going to get to see much on the scientific program?
Well, the honest answer is that obviously, we as the leadership of UEG have many kind of responsibilities. They are also nice, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Particularly, for instance, we're meeting for the first time with industry, which is a first thing we are doing. And I try to really sneak into some of the sessions, at least, which are close to me, or where I think I can learn something which I haven't picked up during the last couple years or so. So I really do hope I can be part of the scientific program. I really do.
Axel, as a past president, you get to take off the tie, chill out and geek out on the science, I'd imagine.
Perfect, yeah. This is exactly the way I'm going to do it. No, it's for me a great pleasure, because I was not allowed to give any scientific lectures during the past 4 years. So this year I have time to really be involved in a scientific program. And Matthias already mentioned some important aspect of the scientific program. For me, one of the highlights, and this is probably the major highlight when you have a meeting on site, is that we have again scientific discussions with the poster tours.
Yeah.
So this is the heart of a scientific organization, that we have a scientific exchange, education. We will be probably able to do somehow also virtually, but standing in front of a poster, presenting your research, and then receiving real criticism by people is something which is very important and improves our research. So this is my personal highlight for today. I have the chance to really present some posters, and I will also moderate one of the poster tours, and I like this a lot. But I would also really recommend the industry symposia. They have outstanding speakers and outstanding new topics. So I think this is something which is very good. And
It's huge.
It's huge.
So
and
big.
It's really big.
I went for a walk around there. It's just to give you a bit of an insight. Actually, when you go into the hall the day before, there's nothing there. It's amazing to think how quickly they build and these amazing sets. But there's so much there to do. I mean, do you like walking around and tinkering with the new tools and having chats about new? Is that what you do, or?
Personally, I really like to do it, but as I'm known now quite well, I almost have no chance because I got into chats with all the people I haven't seen over the past 2 years. So it's a mixture of both. But what is then really good, you can go to the symposia, and there are several symposia, and there you cannot talk, so you can listen to outstanding speakers. And I think this is something which is very entertaining, very good education. And my final highlight I really would like to recommend is artificial intelligence in GI. So today there will be a session, but over the next days there will be sessions for endoscopy, for IBD, and I think also for cancer. So I think there we will see really a lot, and this shows that we are on the cutting edge of science here at this meeting.
Yeah, we have here in the TV studio a digging deeper session where we're going to be looking at when we're going to be allowing AI to make medical decisions. How far are we away from allowing AI to make those decisions for us, as opposed to alongside us, as it is doing at the moment? Dina, what about you? What are you looking forward to today?
Well, as representing the Quality and Diversity Group, of course, the highlight of the day for me will be the connect with my UEG role models in the women in GI community. Today's Sira Selperzagi from Israel will be presenting. We have also at 3 o'clock, at the same time on 3 o'clock on Tuesday, Marina Berenguer, transplant hepatologist. So this will be a great highlight to see how women are involved in UEG and how they thrive in their specific communities. There is the women networking event today at 7 o'clock. And of course, there are so many things that you can choose within UEG. My special favorite, which I think I always find it very nice to follow, is the Lifetime Award, the presentations of the awards, because you see the lifetime of a person and you get a little bit of their wisdom, and that's a real role model for everyone in the GI community, independent of age, gender, and just gives you some strength to go along and create your own lifetime award in your own place.
It is lovely to see what a lifetime of working in science, and particularly being involved with UEG, means to some of these people. And we will be going through the Lifetime Achievement Award at 6 p.m. today in the main stage, where we'll be having our opening session too. Really looking forward to that. Anything else you're looking forward to, Dina? Have you got any talks picked out? What's your area of real interest?
My area is liver. I'm a pathologist,
yes,
so I'm one of the underrepresented groups.
Minority.
But of course, pathology is involved in all the organs of the GI tract. So we are involved in, you can see pathology presentations in almost all the disciplines and every organ. So it's difficult to choose. I would probably go for the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease sessions.
NAFLD,
It's the most common chronic liver disease nowadays, so it's important to pay attention. It's a great problem. So from a science point of view, I will be attracted there.
It was a big highlight last year, and I think it will be for some time. I must say, Dina, on this stage last year and the year before, everyone felt that their specialty was underrepresented. That's a common thing. Right.
So we have work to do.
Yeah, exactly. And you're in the right place to do it. Well, folks, a big thank you to our faculty. You are free to go and enjoy your day. I really hope to see you at the opening session later on. But thank you very much to our faculty. Okay, coming up for you today, we have the opening of Industry Exhibition at 11 o'clock. It is a fantastic area. Do go and explore it. We have opening sessions 1 and 2 on the main stage. That's room 7A, 7, 8. The next TV studio session is on Digging Deeper, where the GI community meets society. Then we have, as Dina mentioned, the Connect with UEG Women in GI, Shira Zelbarsagi from Israel. That's today on Tuesday, Marina Berenguer from Spain. And lots of opportunities for you to, of course, connect and meet with experts all the way through UEG Week. Don't forget to engage as much as you can. We know you aren't here with us, those of you at home, but we feel your presence here. Ask questions, get involved, explore the platform, and we will see you very shortly back here in the TV studio. Have a great day.